I've got the name Adam Lupino listed as being against the bill, but I have a feeling that was written incorrectly. Is Adam in the room? Are you against the bill or in support of the bill?
I'm against the bill. It's actually crossed out by someone else.
Go ahead. Why don't I let you go?
I'll leave it at that. Adam Lupino, representing the Labor's New England region, Director of Policy. I'll be brief. I just think that this bill is a dangerous bill. It sends the wrong message that you can basically change the state of play mid-game, which I think is wrong and says the message that Rhode Island is closed for business. I will also say, though, that we respect, and as far as behalf of the trades and the laborers, we respect legitimate landowner environmental concerns. That's what the process is there to vet and address, and we're just saying that if this project is built, it'll be built with the most skilled workforce in this state and this region has. At the same time, there's no denying that we have an energy crisis in this region. I can account for over $11 billion worth of proposed projects in this region, the 6 New England states and New York, that address energy needs, whether it be natural gas power plants, natural gas pipelines, compressor stations, metering stations. The market is telling us that there is a definitive need to address the capacity shortages that we're feeling. Capacity shortages affect power generators and local distribution companies alike. So it is important that these projects are able to be vetted by the processes that are in place now without interference. That's what the siting board's for. Let the town council negotiate the fairest tax deal that they can possibly get for their residents if the process ultimately approves the project, addressing those landowner and environmental concerns. We respect that, but the problem is changing the rules of the game in the middle of it. It's just not fair and sends the wrong message to this to the business community outside in the state and outside of the state. So we respectfully disagree with the point of this this bill. Let the process play out. If you want to amend the Energy Facilities Siting Board, do that in a separate bill going forward. I'm sure we'd be happy to participate in that process, but carving a special carve-out for one community is a dangerous precedent. But I am telling you, the market is there, showing a need for natural gas in this region. We need to keep the lights on. We need to avoid brownouts. Every winter and summer are both affected, and we can't continue to grow an economy by paying the highest energy costs in the country. So I'll entertain any questions, but I thank the committee.
Well, so did you hear the earlier testimony that, in fact, potentially the town could just not bother entering into an agreement, instead have the plant pay the going rate for property taxes there? Therefore, that would eliminate that section of the act's impact on them anyway.
And I did notice that, Chairman Handy, but the fact that I think it corrupts the process. I think it doesn't allow a fair process to Invenergy and the town council to sit down, negotiate an agreement that goes above and beyond the assessed value of the property, to have a real, because there's always that other element that could affect the process, because they're basically negotiating a deal that, quite frankly, will ultimately probably be voted down by voters, or have the potential to have other outside influences affected by that. I just don't feel like that's a fair negotiation.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. In other words, if the town council, in fact, if the voters voted it down, they'd still be able to go forward with the project, just paying the going rate in the town. It wouldn't prevent the plant from moving forward with that situation, I guess, is what that'd be my impression, at least.
Right, but I think there could be potential legal challenges to that down the road that could affect the permitting of that project. It just leaves a gray area out there that I don't think is fair to the process that's already established by state law.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Lupino. Thank
Chairman?
You. Oh, I'm sorry, Representative Regenberg.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you. I asked before, but I want to hear your thoughts because I'm trying to understand it. You talked a lot about the demand and the market, and I'm still trying to reconcile those points you made with the failure of Invenergy on the ISO New England auction to sell the capacity of the power plant that they're proposing.
Well, they were able to sell at least the 500 megawatts, and I will tell you every day, they're charged with assessing the grid as it stands today. That capacity market auction, as I know it to be, is for 2019 and beyond. And every day, as another plant comes off, we have Pilgrim shutting down, Vermont Yankee coming offline, Salem is converting to natural gas. All that coal megawattage is coming out of Massachusetts. You have to be prepared in the future. So I think in a future auction, Invenergy, I would imagine, would be very successful. Not to mention the fact that Spectra Energy is also has a project specifically for power generation being going through the approval process now at FERC and the Facility Siting Board in Massachusetts. So it's tough to look at it in one auction because there's an entire market that's at play, and obviously they expect some projects to be approved and others are not online yet. So they have to see what the demand is today, but also in that forward market, there will be an opportunity for additional, I would imagine, megawattage, which would bump this plant up even higher, and I think that's the goal. So get the definitive 500 megawatts now, and then come back into another market auction and sell that back again. So it's on a yearly basis based on the need. And like we said, we had a more mild winter, and we're not denying that. But 3 years ago, the power grid, all of us as customers, paid $3 billion more than we had to. That cold snap that we had in that whole entire winter. So I think it's going to change and evolve with the years, but there will be a need.
Can I stop you on that point? Because actually that was an issue with gas capacity, not with power capacity. And actually, in reality, another power plant wouldn't obviate that problem.
Gas capacity is affected by power generation because the power generators suck up the natural gas for the region first.
The heat sucks it up first, doesn't it?
Power generators,
Which I thought had first
power
priority.
generators for that serve electric customers. We are using natural gas to power for power generation more than 50% now. It's rising. So they suck up all that gas. We have capacity in our pipeline capacity limitations in our pipelines now. So when the power generators suck up all that gas and the LDCs for gas distribution are limited on what supply they can get, they have to go into the spot market and they're paying a higher premium. So that's why we as gas customers will pay a premium.
Right. So all I'm saying is that issue with the extra $3 billion to me wouldn't be changed by having another power plant. We'd need to have power.
Well, no, because now that would be another megawattage of power coming from natural gas, and the fact that there's other projects, the Access Northeast project, Spectra's AIM project, that will facilitate, and together you need a regional policy with all these projects. I'm not saying one project is going to solve all our problems. It's an approach that encompasses all those projects together.
But again, my understanding was that at the auction, this last one, over 1,000 megawatts that were purchased over the local sourcing requirement. Isn't that the case?
I'll have the company speak to the actual.
Or ISO New England bought over 1,000 megawatts beyond the local sourcing requirement.
They have to. They have to be prepared beyond what their capacity issue is today. They have to be prepared. So I'll leave that to the other public testimony to address.
That's fine. Any other questions? Right. No? Okay. So, all right. Thank you very much again, Mr. Lupino.